Cheating is everywhere, in movies, in gossip, in whispers behind closed doors. But when it happens to you, it doesn't feel like a story. It feels like your world just cracked open. And the worst part? The questions. Why did this happen? What do I do now? Will I ever feel okay again? If you've been cheated on, you're not alone, and you are not broken. In this video, we will talk how to recognize the signs, about how to cope, what to avoid, and most importantly, how to move forward stronger than before. So, you just found out you've been cheated on. Maybe you caught him in the act, saw a message that shattered your trust, or worse, he admitted it. In an instant, it feels like a thunderstorm just ripped through your world. The sky above you is cracking with blinding lightning, and your mind is drowning in a downpour of shock, anger, and heartbreak. It feels like the end of the world. Suddenly, your mind blurred out, and an urge to attack seems inevitable. This is a declaration of war, and you are ready to lead the troops on the battlefield. Am I right? Does it sound familiar? If it does, and somehow your emotions feel like those troops in high boots waiting for the go light to confront the enemy, just stop. Exit the room. Give your mind a chance to adjust from the shock has just been through. Finding out you've been cheated on is like being hit by a tidal wave. One moment you're standing on solid ground, and the next you're drowning in emotions you never expected to face. The shock is paralyzing. Your chest tightens, your hands shake, and for a moment it feels like the air has been sucked from the room. Then comes the anger. Your mind starts racing with every lie, every moment that now feels tainted. You want answers. You want to undo what just happened. The instinct is to react immediately. You want to confront it, to scream, to demand an explanation. Maybe even to beg it to tell you it was all a mistake, that it wasn't real, and it didn't mean anything. Or perhaps the pain twists into something darker, an urge to retaliate, to expose them, to hurt them the way they've hurt you. But here's the truth. Your first reaction isn't always your best reaction. And right now you are in a storm, barely able to see through the chaos of emotions swirling inside you. You need to breathe in. Take a moment, even if it feels impossible. Step outside, go for a walk, sit somewhere quiet, and let yourself just exist without making a move. Write down your thoughts, every raw, messy feeling, so they don't stay trapped inside you. Call someone you trust, someone who will listen without judgment. Let yourself process the shock before making decisions that could change everything. Before you decide what's next, before you choose whether to fight, to leave, or to stay, you need clarity. And that clarity won't come in the middle of the storm. It comes when you step back, let the dust settle, and see the truth for what it is. Not through the lens of pain, but through the lens of strength. One of the most painful parts of being cheated on is how your own mind turns against you and becomes your enemy. The questions creep in like shadows. Was I not enough? Did I miss the signs? Was it something I said? Am I not attractive anymore? You start replaying every moment, searching for clues, for mistakes, for reasons that might explain why someone you trusted could betray you like this. But here's the truth. Cheating is a choice. Their choice. It was never about you not being good enough. It was about their weaknesses, their lack of integrity, and their inability to face their unhappiness in an honest way. People who cheat often do so not because their partner is lacking, but because they are lacking something within themselves: self-esteem, emotional maturity, or the courage to communicate openly about their issues or needs. This doesn't mean your relationship was perfect. No relationship is. What it does mean is that their betrayal is on them. If something was missing, they had options. To talk to you, to work on things, or even to walk away with honesty. Instead, they chose secrecy and deceit. And that is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of theirs. If you're watching this, if you have a nagging feeling that something isn't right, only you can't quite put your finger on it despite the distance, the secrecy, and the inconsistencies are adding up, trust yourself. That gut feeling isn't paranoia. It's your intuition picking up on shifts that don't make sense. Cheating often leaves a trail, sometimes subtle, sometimes obvious. Here are some red flags to watch for. Number 1, sudden secrecy. They start guarding their phone like it holds state secrets, changing passwords, keeping their screen turned away, taking calls in another room, or getting defensive when you ask innocent questions. Number 2, changes in behavior. Are they suddenly more distant, quick to snap, easily irritated? Or on the flip side, are they suddenly overly attentive, showering you with gifts or affection that feels off? Sometimes guilt makes people overcompensate. Number 3, inconsistencies in their stories, where they were, who they were with, why they were late, details that don't quite add up. Excuses that shift when questioned, that feeling that something just doesn't line up. Number 4, loss of intimacy. If they've emotionally checked out, are avoiding physical closeness, or no longer seem interested in connecting with you in the same way, it could signal that their attention is elsewhere. Number 5, a suddenly packed schedule. More late nights at work, last-minute business dinners, extra-long gym sessions, solo trips to visit family when they've never done that before. It might not be cheating, but it is an excuse to create distance. Number 6, an unexplained glow-up, a fresh wardrobe, extra trips to the gym, wearing perfume more often, or a new obsession with the way they look. Self-improvement is great, but when it's sudden and secretive, ask yourself, who are they trying to impress? None of these signs alone prove infidelity, and jumping to conclusions without evidence can cause unnecessary damage. But if your gut is screaming that something is off, don't ignore it. Pay attention. Ask questions. Because the truth has a way of revealing itself sooner or later. When betrayal shatters your trust, the pain is raw, overwhelming, and often drives you to act on pure emotion. The hurt is so deep that it can make you feel desperate for answers, justice, or even revenge. Before you let your emotions take the wheel, take a big step back. Some actions will only deepen the wound and slow down your healing. Here's what to avoid, what not to do. 1, don't beg them to stay. If they cheated, they already disrespected you, broke the bond of trust, and made a conscious choice to betray you. You do not need to plead for their love or convince them of your worth. Your value isn't determined by their inability to be faithful. Love should never require you to beg. 2, don't seek revenge. The idea of making them suffer like they made you suffer might seem tempting. Maybe you think exposing them, humiliating them, or even getting back at them will give you closure. But revenge doesn't heal. It only ties you to the pain longer. The best revenge: moving on, healing, and thriving. And trust when I say this, they will regret losing you, whether they admit it or not. They may even try to come back. But no matter how convincing their words sound, remember, they already showed you who they are. 3, don't obsess over the details. When trust is broken, it's natural to want every single detail: who, when, how, why. But the truth is, knowing every painful fact won't make the betrayal easier to accept. It will only replay in your mind, haunting you like a bad movie on an endless loop. Details are like spoiled food. Why force yourself to taste something that will only make you sick? You don't need all the answers to heal. You need to decide to let go of what no longer serves you. 4, don't compare yourself to the other person. One of the most damaging things you can do is to wonder if they were smarter, more attractive, funnier, or somehow better than you. Infidelity isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their character. They didn't cheat because someone else was more valuable. They cheated because they lacked integrity. Comparing yourself will only drain your energy. Instead, shift your focus back to where it belongs, on yourself, your healing, and the life you're about to build without them. Betrayal can make you feel powerless, but remember, you do have power. The power to choose how you respond, how you heal, and how you move forward. Don't waste that energy looking backward. Your future is waiting. Right now, you may feel shattered, like the pieces of yourself have been scattered across the floor, too broken to put back together. But here's the truth. You are not broken. You are hurt. You are angry, betrayed, and exhausted. but you are still whole. Their betrayal does not define you. The way you rise from it does. The first thing you must do not cry in front of them. Do not give them the satisfaction of witnessing your pain, not because you should suppress your emotions, but because they do not deserve to see the weight of what they've done. Your tears will not undo their actions. Your sadness will not spark regret deep enough to change them. They made their choice, and now it's time for you to make yours. And what that choice is? It's to choose yourself. Number 2, prioritize yourself. Right now, you need to pour into yourself more than ever, whether it's therapy, exercise, painting, taking a weekend trip, or simply surrounding yourself with people who truly love and respect you. Do what nourishes your soul. Family is often the best source of unconditional support, so lean on them. Number 3, set boundaries. If they want to talk but aren't showing genuine remorse, you do not owe them your time, your energy, or a front row seat to your healing. Protect your peace. Number 4, redefine your worth. Infidelity is not a reflection of your shortcomings. It's a reflection of their inability to honor love and loyalty. Do not let their actions make you question your value. You are worthy of honesty. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of a love that never makes you doubt it. Number 5, don't waste time searching for reasons. Cheaters always have excuses. It was just a mistake. I was feeling lost. It didn't mean anything. But let's be honest, it wasn't a mistake, it was a decision. And the more you try to rationalize it, the more you open the door for it to happen again. Do not give them that power. Number 6, do not forgive, just keep them. Many cheaters will come crawling back, swearing they've changed, but before you even consider a second chance, ask yourself, if they truly loved me, would they have risked losing me in the first place? Hard truth. Someone who betrays you once will never be the person who stands beside you when you need them most. Number 7, know that you don't need a relationship to feel complete. Your happiness, your confidence, your sense of self, these are not things another person creates for you. They are things you already carry within you. A relationship should be a beautiful addition to your life, not the foundation of your existence. You are already complete. One day you'll look back and see this moment for what it really is, a turning point. Not the end, but the start of a new chapter. One where you stand taller, love yourself harder, and never settle for less than you deserve. This betrayal, it's not the end of your story. It's a redirection, a painful, necessary shift, pulling you away from what was never truly meant for you. And while it may not feel like it now, one day you'll see, this wasn't your breaking point, it was your turning point. So let it go. Stop holding on to something that was already slipping through your fingers. The moment you release what no longer serves you, you'll realize something powerful. Happiness isn't found in someone else. It's been inside you all along. If this message resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments, your story, your pain, your healing. It might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And remember, the best revenge isn't anger. It's not proving a point. It's thriving. And trust me, you will thrive. Hold your head high and step into the life you truly deserve. I hope to see you around on our next video.